Well, Father's Day is on its way, and are you looking for something to make this year a little extra special? How about a classic Southern-style barbecue? Reese Amber is a co-founder of Big Day Barbecue. The series launches this year, and we're so happy to have him on set. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me out. Really appreciate it.
Well, so one question I've always had, what does it mean exactly when it's Southern-style barbecue?
Well, I mean, I think that varies a lot depending on what region you're in, but we specialize in more of a Central Texas style, and it's using an offset smoker. So it's indirect heat, it's all low and slow, and it's all wood-fired.
And what's the purpose of everything being done slow?
So you're taking a lot of tough cuts, and you're taking the time to really render them out, really break down the collagen and make them tender and, you know, like fork tender. So we want to go really, really slow and just allow the meat to slowly come up to temp and let everything just kind of melt.
So the way you cook is obviously important, but
Yeah.
Sauce is such an ultimate component to all of this as well, isn't it? What makes
sure.
a good barbecue sauce in your opinion?
It's got to have a good amount of acid to be able to cut through all that fat, for sure. Okay. Absolutely. So I think that's the #1 staple.
Okay, perfect. You've brought a lot of stuff here.
Yeah,
Take us through this. What are we starting with here?
So these are pork side ribs. So these have been on for a couple hours, so about 4 hours. And we do a method we do with most of our meat where we smoke it for a few hours, and then we actually wrap it once it's, you know, got the smoke that we need, and then we just kind of finish it off. The wrap allows it to cook evenly. So these are the ribs. They've got salt, pepper, and a few other secret ingredients in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to be privy to those secrets right now?
Maybe not. Come out and ask me nicely. Maybe I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And obviously it just falls right off the bone. So that's a testament to that slow cook style.
Yeah, so it's a fine line. Like, we want them coming off the bone, but we don't want them to just be falling apart, right? So you can see it'll cleanly come off the bone, but it's not just falling apart, right?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have going on here?
So this is a whole pork shoulder, and we really love pulled pork. It's one of my favorites, actually, but a big issue that we often have with pulled pork is it's dry. You know, I'm sure a lot of people out there have had really dry pulled pork, and it's not good. It's got a really fine texture to it. So one of the things that we like to do is we just leave them till the last minute while we're out serving barbecue. So we do one at a time, and if we run out, you know, we'll just shred it as we need it.
Okay.
And that allows a lot of the fat to just kind of stay emulsified in there. So as you can see, like, it's got a lot of shine to it right now because we haven't shred it way too early. So if we just shred it as we need it, all that fat stays in there, and we leave it pretty whole still.
Okay, and what did you just add right now?
That's a little bit of our Carolina-style vinegar sauce and just a little bit of salt. So, you know, fat, acid, they go really, really well together,
Gotcha.
right?
And shred it when you need it.
Yeah, shred it when we need it. We don't want it sitting around any longer than it has to be. That's such a key thing with barbecue, man.
Perfect.
Like, great barbecue is fresh. It's got to be fresh. It's not an all-day thing. It's ready. You got 2-3 hours. You got to come and get it while it's hot.
Okay, okay. Any special technique when it comes to shredding, exactly?
Just don't go too hard. I mean, as you can see, it's like I'm leaving it pretty chunky, man.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing because you want to try and capture as much of that fat within the muscle tissue as you can. So if you're just ripping it all apart, you're going to see it's all going to purge out. I mean, even now, if you can see there's a bit of fat in the bottom there, we really want to try and keep the meat dressed in that. Just down there, you can see.
And so much of the variable when it comes to the texture is half the fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
Get different sizes.
Oh, for sure. It's rustic, right? I mean, that's what it's all
exactly.
about. This is not fine dining. This is made with love. You know, it's made from the heart, and it should be a little rough around the edges.
I love it. Okay, what do we have here? What's going on?
Okay, so this is my favorite. This is a labor of love for me. This is the total passion thing. So this is a beef brisket. So it's from the pectoral region in the cow. I'm going to show you how to slice this right now. For all you people out there, I think generally what people want to do is they want to just go across the whole way. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to separate it in the middle because these are two muscles. So this is what we would call the flat right here. So this we are going to go across. So I'm just going to take a few slices here. We're going to go right across. So you can see we've got a nice smoke ring on the bottom. The fat is nice and gelatinous and rendered on top. Pulls apart nicely.
Just falls right apart.
Yeah, so we want it to pull apart, but we don't want it to fall apart. So this is the point. So this is two muscles, and we got to go a different way here because where the two muscles intersect, the grain changes. So we really want to make sure that we're getting it across the grain. That's going to maximize the amount of tenderness, essentially. So we're going to go the other way, and this is like the total money shot right here, man. This is
That is, the big ticket right there. Hey, you know, when you talk about the fact that all of this is very slow cooking, is it tough? Does it test your patience a little bit when it looks good, but it's not maybe fully there yet when it comes to eating it?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning a little bit for sure, but now we're starting to really get a bit of a rhythm down. It's been a crazy experience in general. I mean, I have a background in cooking, and this is kind of a new thing taking up, and I've never dedicated so much time and effort into just one thing. So yeah, I mean, there's been nights, especially when you're staying up all night long. I mean, 14 hours to cook a brisket, you got a lot of time to second guess everything you're doing in life.
Kidding.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, as you can see, like that is a slab right there. It's pretty, like you can see how juicy it is, and it's just got all that fat suspended in there. Like you could pull the protein out from in between the muscle strands like that. Like that is just, it's perfect. It's amazing.
Reese, obviously we're well into barbecue season now.
Yeah.
Summer is just around the horizon. When you're throwing a barbecue, sometimes the vegetarian like me shows up.
Yeah.
What do you have in those situations?
I got some slaw here for you. I got some pickles here for you.
Yeah. This is your slaw?
Yeah, it is.
And what's going on in here?
So it's a nice little reprieve from, I mean, all the fat and all the meat that you're eating. So we really like it when people, especially with the pickles as well, go back and forth. So there's no fat in there at all. It's cabbage, onion, cilantro, a little bit of smoked paprika, and just lime juice and vinegar. So we really want it to just be a bit of a reprieve, right?
I've never put paprika in a coleslaw before.
Yeah.
It's my new thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Really get a hit of that heat.
Yeah, especially with the smoke too. I think it kind of adds a savory element to the slaw that would otherwise be pretty light in flavor, and it really kind of bridges the gap between barbecue and, you know, salad.
Perfect. Reese, happy barbecuing. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Nailed it. Perfect. That was